All right. Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. We are getting all of our chats loaded. We've got YouTube, we've got Twitch. We're just waiting on TikTok. So, salam to anybody who is on TikTok and waiting for me to see them. I'm pulling you up as fast as I can, I promise. We are going to be trying on perfume today. I am so excited. So excited. Okay. We're pulling it up. We're doing it. Okay. Haha. Here you are. Okay. We have them all pulled up. Now, I need to do the all-important taping. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Adam. How are you? We need to do the all-important taping because, unfortunately, while many of you are nice, some of you, the occasional one of you, are gremlins and evil gremlins. Not the nice chaos gremlins that I have in my Twitch chat, but evil gremlins who would like to see my home address that is on this box. So I have some opaque tape that I have been meaning to tape over for weeks and just truly have not gotten around to it until this exact moment. So we are going to tape over and then we can unbox it so that I don't have to worry about accidentally flashing it on stream. Hello, Manon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Apologies if I shake the table a bunch today. To no one's surprise, probably. My desk, quote unquote, is actually just a folding table. So it's not the most stable, which means when I do stuff that actually involves me, like having to do stuff on the table and not just like sit still, it shake the table sometimes. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Bunk. How are you? All right, we're almost done. You're excited for today's stream? Hi, Quill. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am too. Listen, y'all have to know how much I love you. I have been so good. I got this package like almost a month ago at this point, and I have not even opened it. Like when I'm done taping this, I'm almost done taping it. I have not opened it at all. Like the box is intact. I'm just taping it to like cover, identifying markings and not dox myself. But it is still fully intact, fully taped shut. I haven't even opened it to look at the packaging or anything because I love you all so much and I wanted to open it live on stream with everybody. So that's how much I love you. I did not even open my own perfume package, and I have wanted to so badly. Okay, wait, one little more piece of tape because there's a little bit of this QR code showing, and I don't like that. Okay. Hello, Torkel. I want to print a pic of my boyfriend and put him in my phone case, so I'm on a mission. How do I do this? I have no clue how one would do that, but inshallah, I hope it goes well. About to go eat. See you after. Yeah, no worries. Go eat. Have fun. Enjoy your food. And inshallah, I hope your mission is successful. That is very exciting. Okay. All right. And we're trying a new setup where I have semi-precariously balanced the Benjamin Button CPU on some rolls of tape and some other things directly in front of the AC. So it's getting plenty of airflow, and it's even getting a cool airflow, when the AC is on. So, all right. And as a bonus, I also have two, because all of most of the perfumes, I believe, the majority of these perfumes, which, by the way, this is the box. Now that I have it taped off and anti-doxed, this is the box. It seems small, but there are 10 perfumes in here, so it is small but mighty. I also have 2 additional rollers that I got from just like a halal store. Let me get it close so that y'all can see this. Will it autofocus? I don't know. I don't think mine is an autofocus. I think mine is a like one distance focus, but that means for tiny things like this, it just kind of won't. Like, you just won't be able to see stuff super well, I don't think. What if I put it in front of my face? Will you focus then? Oh, no, maybe it does have some autofocus. I don't know. But anyways, one of these says French coffee, and one of them says Tooty Musk. Tooty Musk. Which I know is because they're trying to emulate like Tutti Frutti. They're just clearly spelling it wrong because these both have Arabic on them. They're both from the brand Al Rihab. But it just tickled me pink that it said Tooty. Tooty Musk. And I'm sure they're both going to smell awful. It's going to smell like a Tooty Musk. But I also have not smelled these. So yeah, you can't see it, Manon. That's what I figured. I was like, that's the only thing is that I also, after I upgrade the Benjamin Button CPU, the other thing I need to upgrade is my camera because I just have a Logitech, like, you know, whatever the like $30 camera you can get at Staples is, which alhamdulillah has been great. You know, they've served me well, mashallah, like no worries. But they are like single focus, which means for stuff like this where it's like I have a bunch of little tiny things I want to show you. You can't really see them from this far away, but when I bring them closer, they're just blurry because it's a single focus. So you know, it's not the greatest. Ooh, also yeah, when I was filming stuff yesterday, my monitor must have gotten knocked. But anyway, so we have these two also so we can compare our 10 like beautiful, amazingly crafted by like a small business, like showing like why you should support small creators, small businesses versus like stinky, you know, these cost like $5 or $7 or something, ones that you can just get at your like, you know, halal store or like, you know, the you know, like if you live in cities, you'll get the guy who wears like the bandolier of like roll-on perfumes, and they're always like they're just always bad. They're always cheap. They're always like mass produced. You know, they're getting them from like Alibaba or someplace and then just like upcharging you. So we're gonna also, inshallah, if we have the time, we'll compare these kind of like terrible ones because I know they're gonna be terrible. I mainly got them A as a comparison and B because Tutti with a Y to the good ones. So that's great to hear. Oh yeah, no worries. I never am worried about anyone's language. So also for the setup, there's no good way for me to show y'all my desk. In addition to the whole like focusing issue, it's just like I ideally would have some sort of dual camera, something where it's like one is me and one is the desk, but like I couldn't figure it out. Even if I repurposed the cat cam setup, which took me so long to set up, I was like, I'm not dismantling this setup. So anyways, we have a little thing of ground coffee because for those who don't know, this is one of like 2 standard ways. This is the most standard way to refresh your palate when you're sniffing like many, many things is ground coffee. The other way that I was taught at least is to sniff your own elbow because I'll go into that later of like why those both work. But anyways, this is plain like unflavored, you know, don't get flavored coffee, just get like plain Jane black coffee. So we've got that. We have got some isopropyl alcohol. I know it's in a whiskey bottle. It's a long story. A roommate of mine from years and years and years ago used to be like obsessed with this whiskey, and I thought it was a cool bottle, so I put my isopropyl alcohol in it, and that's how little I use isopropyl alcohol is I still have it. And some gauze pads in order to wipe off each scent when we're done. Got some unscented lotion to help my skin after being wiped over and over with isopropyl alcohol. And we have our package and what I'm opening the package with, as well as peach rings, because the first one we're going to be trying is the supposedly peach ring scented one, and it made me crave peach rings. So we had some peach rings yesterday, and I didn't finish them because I really don't eat that much candy, and I had about 4 peach rings yesterday, and I was like, I'm good. So they're back today. All right, so let me finally open this package. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All right. Opening the package. I'm so excited. For those of you who did not see the full list of scents is on the videos that I posted. Especially on TikTok. I think YouTube you can definitely see the scents better, like the list or the names or whatever of scents. So I don't think I put it actually like in the comments the way I had to on TikTok, because TikTok was mean to me and it like messed up the whole thing of me trying to like list the scents in the video. Okay, I think I've got it open. Haha. Okay. All right. Ba-da-da. Ooh, oh, very nicely packaged. Lots of bubble wrap. Oh, wow. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, it's okay. There we go. I was going to say, where's the glare? It's Wilson and Son Spoon Company, by the way, for those who did not see the video announcing this. That is the company, Wilson and Son Spoon Company. Sage, a fellow queer Muslim, is the one who turned me on to them. I saw the video that they did of the Just Peachy, where they were like, it smells just like a peach ring. Like, sold, done. I have to have it. And so I'd been stalking their website for a while, and when I saw that they were having the sale on the rollers, I was like, that's perfect, because I didn't see anywhere that they offered testers. And so I was like, this is the closest I'm going to get to a tester, and they were I want to say that they were less. They were definitely less than $10 each. They might have been less than $5 each. I'd have to go back at my receipt and look. But they were a really, really good price, especially for a full roller ball of perfume oil, which is different than like a perfume spritzer. Do I have from the Al Zut Hadith? No, that has been so widely debunked. That's like barely even worth, like you're barely even worth answering, Craig. But no. Okay, but this is so cute. Okay, I'm gonna get the bubble wrap off so I can actually show y'all like the full packaging, because this is adorable. Oh, this is so cute. But yeah, so I got the Just Peachy, obviously, and a bunch of others. They're not individually bagged. I was gonna be like, they're individually bagged, but they're in like three separate little bags. Okay. Bubble wrap over here. I also have sushi on the side that y'all need to remind me that I should be eating throughout this, because today is a treating yourself day with the perfume and with some sushi. I try to like relatively keep the stream and keep like my videos and stuff free from like what's going on in my personal life, because I'm here to just be a nice chill space for me and for y'all. But like, peek behind the screen, it's been rough. It's been a real bad time in my personal life. It's not been good. So hence why we are doing some treating yourself stuff today and lately. For the folks asking, like, were you born a boy or girl? Neither. I was born intersex, and I prefer to be called a sibling. If you're going to refer to me as like sister or brother, sibling is a nice gender neutral way to refer to somebody that you don't know the the gender of. And yes, I very clearly support LGBTQ people. My name is your queer Muslim cousin on all platforms. So, but anyways, so we have three little baggies. I'm trying not to drop them. But they're packaged up all like cute and sparkly with moons and stars. Like, I know that it's probably more of like a just general moon and star motif, but like, so Islamic. So Islamic. Look at these cute bag. Like, let me stop trying to hold all of them at once. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. But like, such cute little baggies, moon and stars. They've got their little business card in here that says, let me just actually pull it out and show it to y'all. I've never done a product unboxing, unbagging. Can you tell? It says Wilson and Son Spoon Company. Thank you for your support, the Wilson family. And then it's got their TikTok and Instagram codes on the back. Jazakallah khair, Quill. Yes, I know. We've talked about this, Adam, that like, how the moon and star came to be a quote unquote Islamic symbol, and that it's not really, but like, Do they sell spoons too? I don't know. I don't know why they call it spoon company. That did intrigue me as well. I thought I had looked it up at one point and now my brain cells have evaporated and I don't remember. I don't remember if there was a point where they sold like the decorative, because I mean there are a such thing as like decorative spoons or like antique. Like my grandparents actually on my father's side, like surprise, the very white side, actually used to have some of those like decorative silver spoons that are, just like collectible thingies. So that is a real thing. I don't remember whether they used to sell those or whether it's some sort of like in joke for the family or something. I don't remember. I should go look that up again. Or if anybody from Wilson and Son is on the live stream, because I did tag them in the video, so they might be. Doubtful, but they might be. Feel free to chime in and tell us why Spoon Company, because I don't remember. I know I looked it up because I had the same question. I was like, Spoon Company. But who knows? All right, so we've got 10 of them. We've got 4, 4, and 2. So we're going to find the Just Peachy because that's the one that I'm most excited about. Most excited about. That's like the one that, like the OG. Here it is. Okay. So here's the plan. We are going to just sniff it in the bottle, and then we will do a test on the skin for just like essentially the top notes, because for those who don't know, like perfume science wise, I have had a long-standing interest in perfume. It's been a special interest of mine for over 15 years. And I've actually worked in perfume for a little, almost 8 years now. I've worked in the perfume industry. So I know a lot about perfume and fragrances and all that sorts of thing. So when you smell a perfume in the bottle, it's going to smell wildly different than it does on your skin, likely, because it interacts with the heat and with the pH and like chemicals and different things on your skin. It's why different perfumes smell different on different people. When you are smelling the perfume on your skin, you are initially only going to smell the top, and then within like 20 to 30 minutes, the middle notes. Because that's, like the different layers essentially evaporate at different rates. So what we're going to do is smell it in the bottle. Then we're going to, in between each step, we're going to refresh our nose. And then we are going to give it the initial, just on the skin sniff. And then I'm going to do what you should never do if you are wearing perfume, like, normally. And we're going to rub in order to deliberately evaporate the top and middle, or it's become trendy to call them the heart notes. Just because, like, ooh, that sounds so sweet, the heart notes. I was trained on calling them the middle notes. I'm not sure exactly what point that became trendy. I didn't clock like exactly what year. But so if you catch me calling them the middle notes instead of the heart notes, it's just because I'm an old, and I haven't kept up with the times of calling them heart notes. But we're going to deliberately destroy and waste the top and middle notes so that we can try to simulate a dry down. It won't be a true dry down, but we'll simulate a dry down and smell that. And then we will destroy it entirely with the isopropyl alcohol. And then, put some lotion on that area to care for my skin, since just 70% isopropyl alcohol is tough on the skin. And then we'll move on to the next one. And as I run out of skin, y'all will see me probably have to start like sniffing my ankles and stuff. So get excited for that. And if I asked a scholar what I should do considering I'm intersex, I mean, not exactly. Like I have read different scholars and I know what to do. Like, but that's also my personal business. Like that's a pretty wild thing to ask a stranger. already pretty wild to ask, like, you know, essentially, what's in your pants? What are your genitals? Which you already asked me. And now to ask, like, even like, really, you know, you got to kind of consider your own haya when you're asking people these questions. But essentially, yes, I know how to live my life Islamically. Thank you. Your aunt collects spoons. She has a carousel for them. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, I just want to, you know, give you some context, H, because people think it's like just normal to ask trans people and intersex people these questions. But like, would you go up to a brother at the masjid and be like, "You have a penis, right?" Like, chill, dude. Like, that you would agree that that's not normal. That's not polite. That does not show any haya, right? So why is it normal to ask me that question 10 times a day on stream? Anyways, I love learning about perfume and scents. You and Sage have really made me want to learn more. Oh, cool. Yeah. It's like I said, it is one of my like huge special interests. So, all right, so just peachy. Again, like we gonna have trouble with showing you these things. I'm trying to like shield it from the light a little bit because the light helps y'all see me, but the light is blowing out these labels. It says orange buttercream, ripe peach, and warm cinnamon with touches of maple sugar and vanilla. Shake well, handmade in Kansas City, fragrance oil and almond oil. Which, yeah, again, in the perfume. What am I saying? Oh my goodness. Oh no. Sorry, I just realized I had changed some things, unhooked some things. Subhanallah. Okay. Sorry, y'all. My goodness. Things were different, things had changed, and I unhooked some things and just realized just now that that means that stuff is different and I'm not recording my own stream, and that's a problem. So give me just a second to Subhanallah. It's okay. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Yes, it can. Are you really gonna insist on telling me that? Is that the story you're sticking with? My friend. My dear friend Benjamin Button. No. My dear friend Benjamin, I need you to please. I beg of you. Why do you lie to me and tell me that they are not plugged in? Because they are. I know they are. Yeah, exactly. You know how I know they are is because that is what this is plugged into. Oh, and I have to turn this down again. Sorry. Once again, I thought that this was going to be a tech issue free stream. And yet, here we are. Okay, what if we tried a different port? Oh, don't do that. Don't do this to me. Bestie. You're lighting up. You're telling me. Why do you think you don't exist? You know you exist because you just lit up. You can do it. See, we believe in you. Thank you. Thank you, inshallah. Essentially, what it is that I have an external hard drive that is what I save my recordings to for my streams. And I have it plugged in, but for some reason, and that's what we were afraid of. No. Don't. No, 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 no. Subhanallah. Okay. Sorry. Wow. Um, what is happening? Uh, what we were afraid of happening was my little precarious stack of things that I have used to stack up the CPU crashing and making the CPU fall. And as I was fiddling to try and get this stupid thing plugged in, guess what happened? Okay. All right, we're going to try the last available port. Okay. All right. So what we're going to have to do is just take a moment and tell it to save my recording to a local area instead of the local area. Okay. All right. Output recording. Excuse me? Why can't I change? Why can't I change the recording path? Is it because I'm live? But I still should be able to change the recording path. Are you really gonna be like this? Are you really gonna tell me that I can't record this stream? Yeah, settings, output, recording. That's what I'm doing. All right, in about 1 second, I'm just gonna give up on this and say that, like, I guess we don't record this. Oh. Okay, yep. I guess we just don't get to record today's stream. And worst, push comes to shove, I'll download it off of YouTube. Because it does get automatically put there. So, yay for me. All right. Anyways, so sorry for all of the kerfuffle, y'all. Thank you for bearing with. Oh, subhanallah. Okay. And now that I've thoroughly messed up the camera, angered it, ruined everything. Goodness gracious. All right, well, I might as well do one last thing and just unplug this to give the computer one less thinky thought to have. Okay. Good Lord. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying before I realized that I wasn't recording, but I guess it doesn't matter. We're trying on the Just Peachy, the orange buttercream, ripe peach, and warm cinnamon with touches of maple sugar and vanilla. So I'm interested in the fact that Sage said that this smells just like a peach ring because the cinnamon and maple sugar should make that not true. So we will just give it a little smelly smell in the roller ball. Shut up. That does smell just like a peach ring. Wait. That does smell just like a peach ring taste. Shut up. Okay, yeah, I don't get any cinnamon, any maple sugar. Like, that is just straight juicy peach and sugar. Like, I have a bag of halal peach rings here, and, like, sorry, gotta work my nose into the little bag. Okay, to be fair, the bag, it's been open so long that, like, they are stale. You can't smell them. But I was tasting these earlier. Like, I'm not going to eat one because I don't want to accidentally, like, flavor is a great deal of flavor is smell. So I don't want to eat one and then accidentally be like, ooh, it smells just like a peach ring because, like, I've eaten peach rings. I have not had any of these today. I swear I'm not, like, influencing this unjustly. Uh, oh yes, pink. Sorry. A peach ring is this. So these are halal. They are. Where is it? I'm not eating haram gelatin. There's plenty of ones that are, but it's a gummy candy. It's essentially just a peach flavored gummy candy. They don't need to be rings, but same like gummy sharks are always sharks for some reason. Peach rings are always rings for some reason. I don't like any gummy candy, like at all, except peach rings. Excuse me, and I couldn't tell you why. But does it taste like a peach ring? When I tell you yesterday when I was announcing that like, oh, we're gonna do the perfume stream, I almost said tasting them, and I was like, I know they're all gourmands, but we will not be tasting perfumes on stream. I may be unhinged, but I retain the slightest amount of hingedness in order to not do that. But yeah, all right. So we've smelled it in the bottle. Check. It does smell just like a peach ring. Now we're gonna start with the classic area. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna start with the back of the hand because I do need to like reserve space. We can only go so far before we start exposing ourselves. And we're gonna put a little bit on the back of the hand. Just to smell the initial top notes. Remember, this is just the top notes. Give it a little bit of a moment. Probably not halal to eat the perfume anyways because of the alcohol. True. However, these are made with fragrance oil and almond oil. So these are perfume oils rather than like a cologne, a eau de toilette, a eau de parfum, anything like that. So these, unless the fragrance oils are somehow made with alcohol, these are actually not made with alcohol. So yeah, it's another reason why I do like perfume oils. In addition to them being a little bit more of a like personal scent bubble, they typically don't have as big of a projection or silage, like the scent essentially that you project out, which I like. I like to kind of have the scent be for me. But they also tend to last longer because of that, because you always have kind of a balance when it comes to perfumes, right? Because the more alcohol a perfume has, the bigger projection you're going to have, like the louder the scent is, but also the less time it's going to last. However, the more oil it has, the longer it's going to last, and like the deeper and and also the more expensive it typically is because the oil is actually what scents the perfume. But that also means the closer it's going to stay to you. So that's why like a cologne is your lowest level. It's only going to have like 2 to 4% perfume oil in it. And it's going to have the most alcohol. Like all the rest of it is, so it's going to be anywhere from 96 to 98% alcohol. That's a cologne. So it's going to be like loud, like lots of smell very quickly, and then goes away very quickly, right? Versus like a true parfum or even like an eau de parfum is going to be like 20, I want to say it's 20%, or somewhere in that range of perfume oil, and then only 80% or whatever it is in that range of alcohol. So it's not going to have nearly the projection, but it will have so much longer staying power. You're going to have a smaller scent bubble, but you'll get like 12 hours or more of wear from it. And those are typically far more expensive because of concentration. And those are also why they're considered more kind of like rich people scents, because like it's subtle. It's not like, you can like, smell me when I leave a room, but it's like, ooh, this is my like personal scent bubble. You can only smell me if I allow you to get like close. And perfume oils like this tend to be more like that, more like a parfum, but on a budget, essentially. And I think that they're nice because they also give you that without you having to apply it to your clothing. Because that's another thing, is that I like to have a small kind of personal scent bubble. I also feel like Islamically that's a little bit more modest. And I like to be able to smell like different things every day. but I'm a big clothing re-wearer, you know? Like, if I don't leave my house, like, I might rewear the same thing 2 or 3 times because, like, I only went out for an hour or 2. It didn't get dirty. Like, why do I need to change clothes? But I wanna wear a bunch of different perfumes. So if I spray the perfume on my clothing, I have to commit to that perfume every time I wear this piece of clothing, and I have to remember. I might not remember, but I can't necessarily sniff it and, like, tell exactly which one I've worn, and I don't wanna end up with, like, a confusing hodgepodge of, like, other people will be able to tell. I just can't necessarily because, like, I'm nose blind to, like, the different perfumes that I have, smelled. So, I like to do the perfume oils because then I can apply it to me. I can apply it to my pulse points, like wrists, behind my ears, my neck, my collarbone, wherever. And then it's not on my clothing, it's just on me. And if I'm tired of it, I can just dissolve it with isopropyl alcohol and I can have a different perfume 2 hours later, still small projection bubble, and still not on my clothing. So, all that to say, I'm a big fan of perfume oils over like traditional spray perfumes, which is another reason why I was like, sale on the roll-ons? Yes, please. Anyways, I've vamped enough. Let's give this a little sniff. Where I live, people drench themselves in perfume. It's suffocating. Yeah, that's something I'm not a big fan of in like Middle Eastern culture, which tends to be a lot of the Masajid culture. Like where I am is like Pakistani and Middle Eastern culture. Is that like people put on so much perfume, and I understand it's sunnah to wear perfume to the masjid, especially like on Fridays for Jummah prayers for every like, I get it, but there's a difference between like it's sunnah to wear perfume and like please have some consideration for like allergies because so many people are allergic to or are really sensitive to synthetic fragrances or even just like too much fragrance. Like even though I've kind of fixed the issue of like I used to think that I was allergic to synthetic fragrances. Turns out, alhamdulillah, it just was like that too much fragrance was a migraine trigger for me. And now that I have migraine medication on board, I can handle larger amounts of fragrance. But for a long time, I thought I was fully allergic to synthetic fragrances, and I could only use fragrances that were made with essential oils instead of fragrance oils. Because every time I would wear something with fragrance oils, it turns out it was just because they're typically stronger, I would get a migraine like instantly. And so going to the masjid actually was super, super difficult because if I got seated next to somebody who was wearing a strong perfume, I would get a migraine like instantly and I would have to go home. Like I had to bail on Jummah prayer so many times because somebody was kind of inconsiderately wearing way too much perfume. So yeah, I have a lot of complicated feelings about the whole like, yes, it is sunnah to wear perfume. Is it sunnah to wear too much perfume? And is it perhaps not showing that much haya to wear so much perfume that I can smell your perfume before and after you walk in the room? Maybe not. And I'm not just talking about women, because I know a lot of people use that to like bash on women. I'm talking about men and everybody else too. All y'all. And again, I say that as a lover of perfume. There is etiquette to it. Like I'm also a henna artist. I've attended henna conferences where they specifically say, hey, we love y'all. You better leave that perfume at home, or you better, you better keep that in your suitcase for after the conference, because at this henna conference, we will have essential oils that are in the henna cones. We will have the smell of natural henna. We have a lot of people who are allergic to or very sensitive to fragrances and or synthetic fragrances. Like, be considerate. Do not also add your perfume to the mix of this cacophony of smells. And as a perfume lover, I respected that, Yeah, I know, and especially when they're young. Yeah, AJ, I feel it. Like the young boys with the axe and everything. And yeah, especially when they get in an elevator or a closed space with you. Yeah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, all right. Anyways, I have vamped so much. I need to smell this so we can keep smelling all of them because we're going to run out of time. We're going to have to do a part 2 of this if I keep talking. All right, so let's smell the initial. Okay, it still does smell like a peach ring, but I'm starting to maybe get a little bit of that spicy. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, I need to smell the coffee. I forgot. I love this lavender cologne my nan bought me. Oh, subhanallah. There's alcohol in perfume. Yes, there's alcohol in perfume. Most perfumes are alcohol-based torkol. Someone needs to make a peat scented perfume. Actually, go check if you don't follow Sage's Blake page on TikTok. Sage is a fellow queer Muslim who also is a like perfume lover, and they have like gone over several great like mossy, wet, damp petrichor, peat, like those kinds of scented perfumes. They just unboxed the like official Jurassic Park perfume, which wild. I know nothing about Jurassic Park, but like I kind of want to go get that perfume based on the way they say it smells. Like it smells amazing. And what was the other one? They were describing in that video. They referenced another one that they had described, and I remember watching that video and being like, that sounds like it smells amazing. Like I love damp, earthy, like peaty, petrichory, green, like yeah. And Sage does have a whole playlist just for perfume. So yeah, like that sounds awesome. Okay, anyway, so we've refreshed our nose with a coffee. Let's give the perfume another sniff. Okay, I am getting a little bit of the spiciness. It's not as strong. It's not very strong on my skin. But to be fair, I did not put it on a pulse point. I did not put it where you're supposed to put it. I put it on the back of my hand, and like that's not a very warm spot. And we're deliberately not in a very warm room. Like this room is trying to be kept very cold for the poor Benjamin Button computer. So, you know. I am getting a little tiny hint of like the cinnamon. But it is still staying pretty much like peach ring. I grew up with 3 axe-loving brothers. Oh, subhanallah. My gosh. Very problematic teacher. Oh, maybe I'm missing something, Ellis. All right, and now, last but not least, we are going to rub, which, like I said, never do this. Never mistreat yourself in your perfumes like this in real life. But we are trying to simulate a little bit of, like, getting rid of the top and the heart or middle notes to get, like, a true dry down and see, like, what's left behind for the base notes. Are they only on TikTok? I only have YouTube. Oh no, I think they are only on TikTok. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. If Sage has a YouTube, I need to be tagging them and stuff. Oh, okay, you're officially getting blocked because you've been here quite a few times and you've been rude every time, and we definitely have a zero tech feuding policy. All right, so let's give it another sniff now that we've kind of dried it down. Ooh, okay. You get a lot more of the vanilla and cinnamon with the dry down. It definitely gets less intensely peachy, but the peach is still there. But you definitely smell more of the notes of the peach and cinnamon. I'm not getting any maple or orange. I mean, maybe the orange is contributing to that like juiciness at the beginning. That is probably how it gets away from being just like syrupy sweet peach, and how they get that little bit of like juiciness that you get in a peach ring. It's good. I like that one a lot. Okay, yeah, just peachy is definitely going on my like, will be wearing that all the time. Hi, Sage. Hi. You just had another day of serious adulting. Serious adulting. Oh my goodness. What was your serious adulting mission today? Oh my gosh. Also, I just realized, where's my water? I got all these things. I even got my like protein electrolyte drink that I never finished yesterday. Whoop. I don't have my water, and I haven't opened my sushi. So BR the bee. I'm gonna go grab my water real quick. We're talking scents today, lovely. I have a collection of scented candles. Oh, don't get me started. I have a whole collection of scented candles too, and I have my whole current perfume and like perfume oil collections that I need to like just film a video on of like showing y'all my current collection. But today we are unboxing the 10. Probably actually won't get through all 10. Honestly, we're probably gonna have to do a part 2 of this. But we are trying to unbox the 10 roller balls that I got from Wilson and Son Spoon Company. So we just did the Just Peachy. It smells just like a peach ring candy. That is what Sage promised me, and they were correct. For the next one, can you try smelling before reading the notes listed on the bottle? Ooh, yes, absolutely. Your cat is purring and it's so calming. That's lovely, Torkal. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my cats are not in here. I don't expect them to necessarily be, A, because of the AC, and B, because they're not super into like the scenty things. Whenever I put on scents, they tend to run away from me. You're on a 45 stream streak? Nice. Good job, Sage. That's awesome. Dancing gummy bear. Okay, BRB real quick. I just gotta go grab my water. Y'all better be drinking your waters too, or whatever liquids of choice you have. No excuses here. No excuses. You showed your cat a photo of your boyfriend and he started doing the slow blinking thing. Oh, subhanAllah, that's so cute. Oh, I love that. Your cat likes your boyfriend too. All right, I need to open up the sushi because I know I won't eat it if it's not actually like open and in front of me. Gotta actually get to it. Treating myself. I've got I don't actually like the tuna, but the only ones that they had the yellowtail had tuna in it as well. I like salmon and I love yellowtail. So we'll have the tuna as well. It's okay. It's just not my favorite. So I'm not going to eat it right now, but it's in front of me so that I will eat it eventually. All right. So let's go ahead and take some alcohol and a little gauze pad and wipe it off. And then we will proceed with the next one. What do y'all, for those of you who saw the list, do you have a next one that you want me to try, or do you want me to just pick? Or I can say the ones out loud, and y'all can tell me which ones y'all want me to try. Thoughts, feelings. Or I can run a Twitch chat poll. If y'all are in Twitch, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll pick 2, and y'all can vote while the alcohol is drying. Which, speaking of, yes, if y'all did not know, if you ever want to change out your perfume, that's another reason why I like oils instead of perfumes. Because if you remember like where you applied your oil, perfumes, it's gonna spritz like everywhere. kind of hard to get everywhere that you got the perfume. Versus if you apply your oil, it's, you know, kind of in a known spot. And if you just take isopropyl alcohol, you can pretty quickly get through and like destroy it. Like, let me. Yep, that's Gonzo. And like very easy to switch perfumes throughout the day. Say them out loud, please. Okay, I will say them out loud, but I will also allow the Twitch chat to vote on them. So let me set up the Twitch chat vote, and then I'll read them out loud for the rest of y'all. Do 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 do. Manage poll. Here we go. La la. New poll. Next, perfume. And we'll say y'all can vote more than once if you want. And your two options are going to be All Cried Out, because that is one of their more famous ones, or the one that I want to try, which is Golden Dates. So we will start the poll in Twitch. But the ones we have are The Ghoul, which is just very funny and interesting. I liked the notes on that one. I hate the label. I don't like scary things at all, so I hate the label. Golden Dates, Coconut Bliss, Wishes, Coconut and Lime, Whipped Pistachio Creme, All Cried Out, Cherry Bomb, and Iced Coffee with Cream. Okay, sorry, just double checking that, like, it's not like I haven't done this for over a decade and a half. It's not like I don't know that the isopropyl alcohol trick works, but I always want to double check that, like, I got it all, you know? Okay, let me add some soy sauce to my thingy. Torcall, you want Golden Dates? I mean, you gotta come over here to Twitch if you want to vote. Only Twitch people get to vote. All right. Yeah, adding some soy sauce. Yeah, I used to be a salmon only. Like, I was just super basic. Was like, I found what I like. I used to not like sushi at all, and my grandmother finally convinced me to try it at a Chinese buffet, because I was like, I'm never gonna spend the money. Like, sushi's so expensive. Never gonna spend the money to try something that I think is gonna be gross, like texturally in every way. But she was like, well, we're here at a Chinese buffet. It's one that's reputable. Like, I trust the fish here. Just try a piece, you know, and not in a mean way. Like, she knew that I was trying to be more adventurous with my food, and I tried it and I was like, this is sushi. And she's like, uh-huh. Now do you see why I come to the Chinese buffet to just eat nothing but sushi? And I was like, Graham, this is bomb. And that's when I switched over into being oh dang, I gotta eat sushi all the time, and learned how to make it from one of my party tricks is that I just buy, I go in with friends and we buy a whole side of salmon, because it's pretty cheap if you just buy it from a fishmonger. At least here on the East Coast, it's pretty cheap if you buy it from a fishmonger and just buy a whole side of salmon. It's only $40-50, and then I just break it down from scratch. I know I was gonna say it's a tie. The Twitch chat is a tie. 50-50 Cried Out and Golden Dates. Torcall contributed Golden Dates, so I will say we'll allow Torcall this one time to be a YouTube tiebreaker. Typically that's not allowed, but for a 50-50, we will we'll allow it. Try both scents at the same time. Chaos reigns. Oh wow, Pink also says Golden Dates from TikTok. It sounds like Golden Dates is it. All right, so we'll do All Cried Out afterwards, because I know All Cried Out is they're one of their best sellers. They're kind of famous for it. All right, sorry, I'm rubbing in a little bit of the unscented unscented lotion on the back of my hand because, like, ow, straight, 70% isopropyl alcohol. That hurts. Okay, let me get all cried out, hold up here so I don't forget that that's my, like, one after this, and then we'll do golden dates. And let me have a bite of sushi. But yeah, anyways, I became obsessed with sushi. Now I can, like, make it from scratch. I make the rice from scratch. I can roll rolls. I can make nigiri. I can cut sashimi. Like, it's great. But for a long time, I was like, okay, and now I eat salmon sushi. I had tried to branch out into tuna, which is the other, like, most commonly available basic person one. And I didn't like it. I was like, what is this? This is, like, flavorless, bad texture, feels like a tongue. Ugh. So I was like, I'll just stick with salmon forever. Like, I tend to be like that, where I'm like, I'm very adventurous, but once I find the thing in a category that I like, I'm like, okay, done being adventurous in this category. I found the thing I like, and then I stick with it forever. But then, I don't remember what occasion I had, but I had some occasion where I tried yellowtail, and I was like, this is so good. So now whenever I do, like, grocery store sushi or anything like that, because that's typically where I only find yellowtail. I don't know why, but, like, typically the only time that I find, like, I don't tend to find it on like, sushi, like, restaurant menus, but, like, your cat keeps meowing until I show him more photos of your boyfriend. If you don't be careful, you're gonna lose that cat to your boyfriend. So anyways, we're gonna start with the tuna, just because, like, then we can get it out of the way and I can enjoy the ones I like more. Okay. All right, got a piece of sushi in me. As someone who doesn't like sushi, I may have to try it again. I mean, you also might just not have found one that you like. Some people only like rolls. Some people only like nigiri. Like, for some people, the nori in it, like, ruins it. They're like, I only like nigiri. Just give me the fish and the rice. Sometimes I get in a mood where I'm like, I just want the raw fish. Truly, just give me sashimi. I don't need the rice. I definitely don't want the nori. I don't want any of the other, like, fillers that are in a roll. Just give me sliced up raw salmon. Period. And I will just go to, like, a reputable fishmonger and get salmon and slice it up myself. Like, I'm not even going to go pay for sashimi somewhere. I'm just going to go buy salmon and slice it up. Because, like, why am I paying someone to do that work when I can do that work myself? It's not that hard. And then I will just have that dipped in a little bit of soy sauce. And, like, I get in moods regularly where I'm like, my body is demanding something. I don't know what vitamin, what mineral, I don't know what I'm missing. But it is demanding that I just have, like, I don't know, like, a full 16 ounce, like, a full pound of raw fish. And I go, okay, body, we'll do it. That's one of my biggest fears about ever moving away from the East Coast, even though I hate it here, is that, like, I've, been back to the Midwest. I've been back to, like, other regions, and, like, finding places that are easy and cheap that, like, have good, safe raw fish to eat. Not easy. I'm very spoiled here on the East Coast, and I'm scared of moving anywhere else that, like, I can't satisfy that urge to just eat a full pound of raw fish sometimes. You have sensory issues with fish and seaweed, but I want to be more adventurous. Oh, that's fair. And you can also try cooked rolls. Like, you can totally do cooked rolls. Like, I have some people in my life where they're like, I do not mess with raw fish, but they'll do cooked rolls, or they'll do vegetarian rolls. Like, my wife often goes vegetarian for just, like, a few months at a time. She's just like, I'm not doing meat for a while. And so I'll just do vegetarian rolls for her. either like just full veggie rolls, like no protein at all, or I will do like I'll just do cooked tofu that's like been marinated and is really nice in there. You know, or you can do like imitation crab, like you can do like essentially like a California roll. Yeah, exactly. I've done great vegetarian rolls with mushroom, but my wife is like has like a really strong phobia of mushrooms. Like if she even knows, like I got a vegetarian oyster mushroom, or sorry, oyster sauce substitute because we have another friend who's allergic to mushrooms, and or sorry, we got a mushroom substitute for a friend who's allergic to mushrooms. No, for a friend who keeps kosher. Sorry, who doesn't eat oysters. So I got a mushroom based alternative. But then when my wife found out that like I might be cooking with a mushroom thing, even though it doesn't taste like mushrooms, you'd never know. There's no texture of mushrooms. She just has such a big phobia that she made me like swear that like I will never use this in cooking for her because otherwise she was like, I'm so terrified to eat anything that you cook now. I'm like, honey, it's okay. I promise. I will not use this in anything you eat. It will be okay. Like, sweet potatoes is interesting. I haven't tried that. You've been veggie for 6 years now, maybe 8, not regretted it once. Nice. Yeah. I was vegetarian for almost a decade at one point. I eat a tiny bit of meat now. Now that I'm Muslim, I will say I eat a lot of seafood and fish. Just for whatever reason, my body craves that. I eat meat maybe once every 2 months, very rarely. You also hate mushrooms. I used to be a mushroom hater. And then someone introduced me to enoki mushrooms. And for whatever reason, that like cured me. It was different enough from the mushrooms I'd had in the past that it like kind of helped slowly reintroduce me. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyways. And no, Pink, there's not a tuna perfume. I was saying I was going to have, I had one of the 3 tuna, sorry. I had one of the 3 tuna pieces of salmon, and then we can move on to the perfume. There's not a tuna scented perfume. I know these are mostly gourmands, but like, let's be realistic. So, all right, Golden Dates is the next one. I know y'all can't see it. I will also say, like, the graphic design on some of these labels. We need to improve the readability because having just plain black text that doesn't have any outline, doesn't have any shadow, doesn't have anything on like a graphic, it's hard for me to read and it's in front of me, let alone me trying to show it to y'all here. Like this, if Wilson and Son Spoon Company, if you want graphic design help, please reach out to me. I'm not saying I'm the best as it. Like, you can see my thing here. I'm still learning along with you, but like I'd be happy to assist if that's something you want. If not, tell me to stay in my lane and I will zip it. But I think there is something that you could do that is in between the plain white that is definitely better for readability but is a bit plain, and the like this is more visually interesting but is like impossible to read. I think we could get a happy medium going. So anyways, let me put Coconut Bliss back because it's not their time yet. Let's do Golden Dates. Let's give it the sniff sniff. Yeah, you figure. Wait, what did you figure, Pink? You like fish too? I just say I'm veggie because I can't spell the word. Oh, you can't spell pescatarian? That's very funny. Yes, yeah. I don't say I'm pescatarian because I do have meat like once or twice a month. Once every 2 months. I don't say bi-monthly because some people people fight over whether that means twice a month or once every 2 months. I use it to mean once every 2 months. All right, so there we go. All right, Golden Dates. Bismillah. Ooh, okay. I'm not sure if I like that. Ooh. It's good for like the first half second, and then there's something at the end that I'm not. It's very sweet. I mean, obviously, it's dates. It's got a strong bit of vanilla. You know what it is? Ooh, it smells like vanilla extract at the end. It's got that very like vanilla extract in the bottle to me always smells a bit overwhelming and artificial. Even if it is a purely natural vanilla, it's not vanillin, it is actual true vanilla. Vanilla extract, because it is extracted with alcohol, always is just going to have that kind of like wang at the end of artificiality. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Rafi. Welcome to the cousin crew of queer Muslims. Hi, 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 hi. We are trying a bunch of perfume oils that I just bought. So we're trying Golden Dates, which it has like a good like deep sticky, like sticky toffee like sweetness at the very beginning, but then it like half a second later wangs out into that like vanilla extract, but in a bad way. I really appreciate the first half of it where it's like a deep rounded, like goldeny. Sorry, I'm enjoying also like breathing it in through my mouth as opposed to just through my nose, because I get more of that deep goldeniness there versus when I breathe it in through my nose, I get more of the, I don't know, it's just something a little bit like acrid. I like vanilla. I don't know if it if it sniffs good. Well, I mean vanilla. Wilson and Son Spoon Company kind of in my eyes is like famous for their vanillas. They have an entire Valora line. They have like 3 different versions of a perfume that they call Valora that is just like a bunch of vanillas. And they also have like a whipped cream, a toasted marshmallow. Like they have tons and tons and tons of different vanilla things. So like the vanilla is kind of their thing. So I'm surprised that like I'm getting a vanilla note that's not good in this. Gotta go get some stuff done. Thanks for the fun stream. I'll try to make it to the next one. No worries. Go do your stuff, Quill. Good to see you. Inshallah, we'll see you at the next one. Yeah. No worries, Rafi. Yeah, I feel it. Not often that we get a good reaction for just being who we are. Yeah, no, Torkal, they have like a marshmallow something. Like they've got supposedly some great vanillas, and I love vanilla. But vanilla is something you have to do right, Like one of my favorite vanillas is by another small company called it's The Blessed Sense. Like if you go to their website, it has to be theblessedscents.com, not blessed. I don't know why. But anyways, their vanilla called Vanilla Rush, I love. Because one of the things is it's made with a like actual vanilla essential oil, not a vanilla fragrance oil, I believe. Last time I checked, anyways. Because when you get the lotion, it actually comes dyed a little bit brown, and they don't use dyes in any of their lotions. They used to, but they phased all the dyes out a long time ago, like years and years ago. But the vanilla lotion still comes a little bit brown, and that's because like the natural vanilla actually oxidizes with the air and turns it a little bit brown. Like the longer you hold onto the lotion, the browner it gets. Like I've had some of the lotions where like when you first buy it, it's like a little tinted brown, and then like I have it a year later and it's like a dark brown. It's very cool. It doesn't dye your skin brown, don't worry. But like I love that Vanilla Rush because it is such a like deep, round, but it's still like a single note. Like it's not like a marshmallow this, a vanilla that. Like it's not like a very like complex scent like some vanillas that you get. It is just a single vanilla, but it's such a true, good, deep vanilla. And it's so good. And you don't get any of that like wanginess of like vanilla extract. Like it's just kind of like a powerful, true vanilla. And it's one of my favorite vanillas in the world. I always make sure that if I can afford it, that I have a spray bottle of the Vanilla Rush like spray and a lotion of the Vanilla Rush because I love that one so much. It's really, really good. So I'm into vanilla. I'm not dissing it because I don't like vanilla. Like Oh, wait, which one did you find? Torkal, I'm so curious. Are you buying from Wilson and Son Spoon Company or from the Blessed Sense? Uh, Either one is good. I'm not judging you either way, but I'm just curious, like, which one? Which one? Good thing is that I know 2 queer Muslims apart from my boyfriend. So yeah, we're a tight knit group. Yeah, no, you're totally good. Like, and there's tons of us out here. So the person that turned me on to this company, Wilson and Son Spoon Company, Sage's blank page on TikTok, since you're on TikTok, Rafi, is another queer Muslim. And if you follow them, you'll also get like lots of other queer Muslims who are in the comments, and like you'll get to meet a lot of folks. Oh yeah, you're totally fine, Torkel. You also don't have to answer. I was just curious of like, wait, did you get like a marshmallow one from Wilson and Son Spoon Company, or did you get Vanilla Rush from Blessed Sense? Or sorry, the Blessed Sense. I always forget. That perfume talk is deep. Yeah, listen, I am a perfume like nerd. This is one of my special interests. So there's 2 that I've been talking about. One of them is the Blessed Sense, and you have to make sure you put the in, otherwise it won't go to the right website. So theblessedsense.com. Oh yeah, no, go pray, Stormy Bird. Thanks for coming in and lurking. I didn't even realize you were here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a good prayer. And then the other one, that's the one that we're opening all of the ones of right now, is Wilson and Son Spoon Company. I don't remember why it's called Spoon Company. So both are small companies. They're great. I love supporting small, like, family-run companies. I got it from the Wilson one. Nice. Okay, no worries. I was just curious. I'm not pushing one over the other. I love both small businesses. But that is excellent. I love to hear that we're spreading the love. So anyways, golden dates. We will now put golden dates actually on for an initial scent test, and then we will do the artificial dry down by like rubbing it around. But let's just give it a moment to be on the wrist. I should have put that like on as I was talking to y'all, but you know. Hello, the real mythological. Hello. How are you? Alhamdulillah, I'm doing great. I am having a very fun time. We are unboxing perfumes from a small company called Wilson and Son Spoon Company. I recently treated myself during a sale that they were having to 10 of these tiny little roller balls of perfume oils because I have been obsessed with perfume for a really long time, and I actually have worked in the perfume industry for 8 years now. So we are doing a scent test. I keep wanting to call it a taste test, and I have to remind myself that like that is not the appropriate terminology. But we are doing a scent test of all of them and treating ourselves as well to some sushi that I have eaten all of one piece of because I'm too busy yapping. And just talking perfume, talking queer Muslims. We've met some other fellow queer Muslims in the chat. Just, you know, having a good time. My boyfriend was talking about how much he loves marshmallows and wishes he wants a perfume with it. Oh, that's lovely. I'm so glad that you found a perfume that he's going to enjoy. Yeah, Wilson and Son, they do have marshmallow perfumes. And like I was saying, if anybody wants a like really good true vanilla, the Vanilla Rush from the Blessed Sense is like top tier recommend. OMG, can I ask for some makeup tips? I haven't even really begun it or anything, but just want to know what to do when I have the chance. Sure. Depends on like what you want to do. I actually, funnily enough, I actually used to be a professional makeup artist for a while. I've done makeup for a couple of films, mostly for weddings of like friends and family and a few folks that I knew in university, and then just for like personal folks for special events, things like that. Don't want to do a lot, but just want to be myself and feel pretty. Okay, so you're not looking necessarily for like full coverage, full glam. You're looking for a little bit more of like a natural look that just kind of accentuates your features. Is that accurate? Does that sound about right? Taste test. LOL. Once I went to the GP, instead of blood tests, they said taste test. That's worse. That is worse. Do you have a vampire GP? Subhanallah. That is worse. Oh my goodness. You do like eyelashes. I will say the one thing that I have never figured out putting on myself is falsies. I can apply false eyelashes to other people. I I think it's just because I'm an old, like, false lashes were not really a thing when I was, like, learning how to do makeup in middle school, high school, university. Um, they just weren't, at least not in to my recollection. Uh, just wasn't part of the times. I have since learned how to apply them to other people, but for the life of me, I just can't figure out applying them to myself. I don't know what it is. So I just don't do false lashes for myself. Um, but they are nice. So yes, makeup tutorials on YouTube that can help. The biggest tip is that it's a skill that takes time to learn. Yes, I will say, please do not give up. And the other thing that you need to remember, that I always tell people when they're learning specifically makeup, is that you are used to looking at yourself in the mirror and you know what you look like. So even if you had somebody else do your makeup for the first time and it was professionally applied, it looks gorgeous, like you know it was done right, you would look in the mirror and be like, a clown. um, because you're not used to seeing yourself but with makeup. You know, you might have kind of seen this effect if you have like young siblings or anybody. Um, and you look at them and you're like, ugh, you look like a clown when they start wearing makeup. It's just because you're not used to seeing them. Um, so don't be discouraged. Not only, yes, it's a skill that takes time to practice. So the first few times you put it on, it probably will look a little bit bad, but that's okay. Practice makes perfect. But also, even if you are getting better, it will still take time to get used to what you look like in makeup. So if you're having a little bit of like, I don't know if this looks like me, it looks really weird, chill, deep breath, don't stress. Um, Yeah, exactly. Makeup is not serious. Torkal has some good advice. Makeup is not serious. Just have fun. Also, we do have ads starting in just a few seconds, so I'm gonna pause the advice while y'all get through the ads, and we'll sniff this golden dates now that it's dried down a little bit. Let's see. Oh, it's so much better on the skin, y'all. Wait, hold on. It's so much better. Okay. That's really interesting. Let's see. So some of the rounder notes of like the golden, like the golden honey, like the sticky datesness of it all, aren't as round, but they are more, if that makes sense. Like they are more powerful. And there's not as much of that vanilla wang at the end. It's still there a little bit, but it's so much nicer on the skin. This is also like genuinely, this is a phenomenal example of like why you should always make sure that before you decide you like hate a perfume and you need to return it, or that like you don't want to buy it, that you do a wear test. You get a sample if you can, a tester of some sort, and you put it on you and you try it. Because even if you smell it on your friend, even if like, your friend comes and they're like, smell this perfume on me, it smells amazing. You could try it on you and it would smell disgusting on you. Because everybody has different body chemistries. Like there are some perfumes, like even my little brother, who is basically like my twin, literally. Like sometimes my mother will send me a photo and I will have to study the photo and be like, look at the glasses, look at the like background or something, be like, is that me or is that sibling? Because we look so similar. Despite the fact that we are many years apart, we get mistaken for twins genuinely all the time. But we have totally different body chemistries in terms of perfumes. The perfumes that smell good on him smell horrific on me, and vice versa. So just because your friend is like, I recommend this perfume, it smells great, smell it on me, it smells great, you need to try it on you. And you need to try them on you, not just smell them in the bottle. Like this is a great a great moment of like in reality, y'all seeing like If I had just smelled this in the bottle, I'd been like, ew, disgusting, do not buy. On me, I'm kind of liking it. I will say these are just the top notes though. So let's do the artificial dry down in a second here, and see what the like base notes are smelling like. See, like with my autism, I've never felt like my body is mine, so I don't freak out when I started. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I do have a lot of that like depersonalization, like this is meat soup, this is not me. But I do remember distinctly having a lot of like when my siblings started wearing makeup, just being like, you all look like clowns. And then like when I stepped back, I was like, I think it's just because I'm not used to wearing makeup. It's not even that they're applying it badly. A little bit was that they were applying it badly because, you know, they're middle schoolers. They're just trying it out. But most of it was just that it's like, I'm used to seeing your natural face. You know, it's the same way when like you see someone who wears makeup every single day and then you see them without makeup and everyone goes like, oh my God, are you tired? Like, are you ill? And it's just because you're used to seeing them with makeup. It looks different to you. So, and yes, if you add too much eyeliner, don't freak out and be like, I have to start everything over. I have to scrub it all off. Pause. Use a Q-tip. Often literally just dipped in water, unless you're using waterproof or like other really super strong eyeliner. Often just dipped in water. And then what you can do is take the Q-tip and use your fingers to like kind of pull it out like this and like twist it and make a like very sharp little like thing and do like very precise touch-ups. Great hack, especially if you're like me and your hands shake really badly and you struggle to do like really nice sharp wings. You don't got to get a sharp wing. You got to do a little smudge and then use your Q-tip to erase it into being a sharp wing. Pro tip. All right. Yeah, I like that so much better on my skin. Subhanallah. Okay, all right. Time for the artificial dry down. So again, never do this to your perfumes. Never do this. All right. La 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 la. You're gonna go catch another live stream going to Goblin Court. Nice. Oh, in 5 minutes. Okay. What's the Goblin Court? Is that who I should I raid the Goblin Court after this? Are they on Twitch or are they just on YouTube? Because that's right, you're a YouTube person. I gotta remember these things. But are they also on Twitch? I am taking raid recommendations, FYI. All right, so let's do the coffee, by the way. Nose refresher. And remind me while I'm doing the next application and dry down, I will tell y'all why coffee and the inside of your elbow both work for refreshing your nose. Ooh, okay. Sorry, I know I look wild to y'all, but it's because I need to actually sniff it. If I just go like this, like I'm not getting that much. Like I actually want to smell it. So like we sacrificing the looks of it all for me to actually get a good snifferoonie. Okay. I liked the top and like middle notes more than I like this base note, which is always sad because like you're only like the top and middle notes typically only last up to an hour at most, typically closer to like 20-30 minutes, and then once they've evaporated or burned off or whatever terminology you want to use, you're left with the base notes. That is the majority of your perfume's wear scent, which is also why you need to do a wear test, because if you're just smelling it in the bottle or you're just smelling it on your friend after they just apply it, you don't know what that perfume actually smells like. You know what the top notes smell like. You need to know what those middle and base notes smell like, because that's actually the base notes are what you're going to smell like for the rest of the wear time, the like, you know, minimum of 3 to 4 hours up to 12, depending on the strength of the perfume, whether you're doing cologne, eau de parfum, you know, what is it? Whether you're doing cologne, eau de toilette, eau de parfum, etc. That's very, very important because that's the majority of what you are going to be smelling like, not the top notes that you smelled in the bottle or that you smelled upon first application. So, I think Sticky Dates is going to be one that I layer with others. Sticky Dates is going to be like if I want a good, like, roundy, it is reminding me a little bit of Vanilla Rush. Like, essentially, like a sweeter, because one of the things I love about Vanilla Rush, too, is that it's not sweet. It is a true, true blue vanilla, round, deep, rich, not sweet. Because that's the other thing, is that so many people, whenever they do vanilla, they make it sweet. They make it marshmallow. They make it candy. They make it, buttercream. They make it frosting. They're like, I want to smell like a cake. I don't want that. I want to smell like vanilla. Vanilla is a beautiful, complex, like, actually very round, golden scent of its own that is not inherently sweet. Like, for example, like the cake that I made a while back, surprised anybody who is still in the comments guessing, was pandan flavored. Pandan is often called the vanilla of Asia because it is as commonly used. Pandan is actually kind of a, like, grassy, vanilla adjacent, like, mild, a little bit buttery, a little bit grassy. Like, it's a very unique, complex scent. And people have a lot more respect for that than they do with vanilla. Vanilla is the seed pod of an orchid plant. So if you think about that and think about all of the complex flavors that might be layered in something like that, of the seed pod of a very specific orchid plant, rather than just being like, oh, it's vanilla, think about it as the seed pod of a very specific flower and all of the different unique, layered, complex flavors that might be in there and scents that might be in there. Does that have to inherently be sweet? No. That's one of the things I love about the Vanilla Rush from the Blessed Scent so much, is that it's not a sweet vanilla. It's not. So I think I will, like, the dry down, the artificial dry down we just did of the Golden Dates is reminding me of Vanilla Rush. It's not as good as Vanilla Rush. So I'll probably be keeping this for when I want a perfume oil to layer with something that is like a sweet version of Vanilla Rush. It's not a rebuy, for sure. You're hungry now, Pink. Just say, Noodle said I can come in. I'm friends with him. Oh, nice. Joining her YouTube is Pleasure Nerd. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll give you immediate best friend in the chat privileges. Ooh, okay, thank you. Here, let me take a little screenshot of this so I can save that and I can remember it. Come on, let me take a little screenshot. Why? Maybe I need to clean my screen or something. My screen has been hating me and not letting me take screenshots on my phone lately. Save. There. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Torkal. That's very kind of you. All right, inshallah, I will do that later. All right, now it's time to clean off Sticky Dates. Yeah, also, by the way, this is definitely going to have to be a part 2 for next week. Because, like, we've gotten through 2. Because C does not know how to not run their mouth. I remember I got this limited edition perfume for my mother, bless her soul, for her birthday one year. She said it was her favorite perfume ever. I still have the empty bottle as one of my ways to remember her. Oh, subhanallah. Oh, I love that, Sage. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is, like, scent is genuinely, like, one of our greatest carriers of memory. Like, it really is. Scent is such a powerful memory recall. It's one of the reasons why food is such a powerful memory recall, is because scent is so big a part of our taste. It is really, really incredible. Yeah, I actually still have this bottle of lotion that is essentially empty now. That is the Victoria's Secret pink. Oh, nuts. Let me just go get it real quick. It's in the other room. I can't remember I'm so ashamed of myself that I can't remember the name of it. Okay. Ah, oh no. Rolling away. Rolling. Food scents have helped to define empire. People undervalue cuisine in terms of how much it mutually influences and get influenced by local cultures. Yes, I want to know more about what you mean by food scents have helped to define empires. That is a fascinating sentence. Because yes, I absolutely agree that like people undervalue cuisine in terms of how much it shapes cultures and like influences and is such a like bridge building, like I personally could not write an entire thesis about it because it is not like I don't know as much about it as I should, but I know many people who could write entire like master's level theses on just like British Indian cuisine, like specifically like British curry, British whatever, and the cultural exchange between Indian and British food culture. Um, you know, uh, See, when people prepare foods, they tend to draw out certain profiles of the ingredients that includes the scents. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Da-da. Um, mm, mm, mm. I don't know. I just feel like God is just making me more miserable. You're not stupid, but like, I would love to know more information because I mean, I do not believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ever makes us miserable. I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes puts us through tests that are very, very difficult, but I also believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never gives us a harder test than we can stand. And sometimes that is very difficult to believe while we are going through the test. Trust me, I know. But yeah, what's going on, my friend? Because that is, yeah, it sounds like you are going through a really, really hard time. All right, so we have alcoholed off the golden date scent, inshallah. Hopefully, we've gotten it all off. We'll let the alcohol dry real quick and make sure that we've gotten it all off, and then I'll take another bite of sushi. Okay, I might need a tiny bit more alcohol to get that off. Trying to make sure I didn't get any of it on my clothing because I don't want to. And actually, I think what I might do is we'll go ahead and apply our lotion here, let it soak in, and then we will move to the ankles. My friend Silver Sword. Yes, my grand grandparent, grand elder, whatever, in Sky. He's not particularly religious, but he told me one of his life mottos is "You're only as tough as the challenges you face." That is real. I like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have now lotioned the air. I was gonna try and do just like another scent right on there, but like my skin gets irritated so easily, and like I was like, if I try to put another scent right on top of there without doing lotion, it's gonna hurt me. So all right, ankles it is. So we are doing All Cried Out. Oh, right, and I never read y'all the scent notes because Ellis was asking me to do the thingy blind without reading the scent notes. So the scent notes of Golden Dates was, honeyed dates with the rich velvety embrace of caramel syrup, vanilla extract, and molasses. I clocked that vanilla extract. Don't tell me I didn't clock it. I clocked it and I didn't like it. But I will say it went away after essentially putting it on. Like you didn't smell the bad parts of it afterwards. Caramel syrup, vanilla extract, and molasses. You get the molasses and the honeyed dates for sure. Yeah, I would say those are all pretty accurate. This one, unlike the just peachy, where like we didn't get the cinnamon maple syrup until like the very very end. The orange buttercream was in there. The golden dates, very accurate scent notes. Very, very accurate. Okay, so All Cried Out, we'll do again without reading the scent notes at the very beginning, but this is one of their more like best-selling, famous whatevers. I think because it's a dupe of something, but I don't know what it's a dupe of. So let me have another piece of sushi while y'all get through the ads, and then we'll start the next perfume. Oh, and I didn't tell y'all. I don't know what I got distracted by, but I'll tell you this in a minute. It hurts feeling like everyone has someone but me, no matter how hard I try. I'm so sorry. I know it is very tough. It's very tough to be lonely, especially if you have been trying to find a partner and not being successful. Listen, trust me, I know. I was trying to get remarried for like 3 years after I got divorced, and I truly at one point was just like, I guess I will just never have a partner because I cannot find somebody who, has my values, who, I feel like is going to be safe to be around my children if they're queer. It's one thing to put myself back in the closet. It's another thing to have children with somebody because I can't control if they're going to be queer. And it does. It hurts to feel like everyone else gets access to that. That, like, why is that a privilege that I don't get access to? And that does hurt, and I'm so sorry. But inshallah, like, when it's time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide you with one. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners. And I don't know why now is not the time, but trying to see this as maybe like a time of preparation for you. Maybe this is just the time you're supposed to be preparing for when you will, inshallah, get a partner. I don't know if that helps at all, but I hope it does. All right. I wanted to tell y'all also, so this, on what Sage was saying about, like, having the perfume that reminded them of their mother. Oh, this is dusty. I need to dust it off. This is a very, very special, once again, like the the light is making it hard to show y'all, but this is the Victoria's Secret Drenched in Pink Bold and Playful. It is discontinued. I have been holding back on paying way too much money for years to get like a body mist or something off of eBay that, like, people have hoarded over the years. I've never successfully found a lotion version of it. The lotion version of it probably would be horrendous anyways because it's so old. So old. But I was I know, Pink, it's you, it's Pink. I was given this as a holiday present by a family member the year that I had something really devastating happen to me. Like, truly horrific, traumatic, life-changing, devastating, affects me to this day. And for a long time, this scent was traumatic to me. It went from being one of my favorite scents, like one of my favorite gifts I had ever been given, one of the things that, like, not ignited my perfume obsession, but it had been like something that I was kind of interested in, but I didn't, I was a kid. I didn't, know, I was just a teenager. Like, I didn't have money to go get perfumes. Like, I was just kind of like mildly interested in it, of like, oh, I like things that smell good. But, like, I couldn't walk through the mall, or, like, I was busy raising 4 kids. So I don't know. I just didn't have access to that stuff. And then when I was given this, it was one of my favorite gifts in the whole world, because I wasn't given perfumes ever. I wasn't like this basically was the first time I was ever given something that smelled incredible and that was layered and complex, and that I went, "Oh, this is going to be something that I want to do the rest of my life." Like, this essentially was my first thing of perfume, even though, like, it wasn't a perfume exactly. And I loved it, and I wore it every single day. And then the bad thing happened. And I, had to put this away because the bad thing happened and I just didn't have access to it for a while. And when I pulled it out again after, a few months, I put it on and had a like PTSD flashback to the bad thing. And I cried so hard because something that I loved so much, this scent, now was tied to a horrific thing. And so tied to it that it would literally give me flashbacks every time I wore this. And so I just put it away. And I couldn't bring myself to throw it away, but I essentially buried it in my stuff and tried not to think about it. And it upset me so much. And it took me 10 years to bring it back out, and I decided that I was going to like exposure therapy myself to it. Because I was like, I love this scent so much. I love it. And I remember that this was my first ever exposure to perfumes and to things that smelled good. And like, I deserve to get to enjoy this again. Like, I'm not going to let the people who did this horrible, traumatic thing to me steal this from me because I love it and I enjoy it. And like, this is meaningful to me. And so, not being in therapy at the time, I didn't have a therapist to help me do this. I just decided that I was going to exposure therapy myself. And so I would like spend time with myself, like take a bath, get really relaxed and try to like put myself in a good headspace. And then just like not even put it on, but just like open the bottle and like sniff it and then like ride it out and like do other like nice things for myself and just be like, you're safe, you're okay, that's not happening anymore. Like, all these things. And just eventually did that often enough to like, now I smell it and I still do think about it sometimes, but more than thinking about the traumatic thing, I think about the fact that like this represents me actively deciding that I'm in charge. I get to decide what my life is, what things mean to me, and I am, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the actual person or the actual being in charge of all of our fates. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am the master of my fate. Only me. It goes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then me. I am the master of my fate. No one else gets to decide how I react to things. I get to decide how I react to things. And if I want to recondition myself from smelling this, giving me a full-on PTSD flashback into this smelling like me, I don't know, reclaiming my own autonomy and humanity and personhood, then I can and I will. And so this, I still have the empty bottle because after 10 years of not wearing it, I then wore it every single day until it got so low. But because I had waited 10 years to do that, Victoria's Secret Pink did not carry this anymore, right? And I have tried to find a dupe for it. Victoria's Secret Tease is very close. So I do have a perfume, like a full-size perfume bottle of Victoria's Secret Tease, but it's not exactly the same. It's definitely not exactly the same, but it's the closest I've found. And like I said, I have held back many, many times when I've gone on eBay and places to be like, I'm sure, perfume collectors and other people who are obsessive like me have like saved bottles and stuff of the specifically drenched in pink, bold and playful. But for whatever reason, this one wasn't super popular. The drenched in pink, the other ones in this line, like the Sunny and something or whatever, the other ones seem to have been more popular. And I find other ones of those. I've only ever found one of these in a body mist. And it was like $50 for like a little tiny, like maybe 16-ounce body mist. And I I couldn't bring myself at the time. I talked about this a little bit in the video that I made, like announcing this stream, but I've gone through many bouts of like extreme poverty, and I just couldn't justify at the time that I found that like spending that much money on something that, especially like a body mist, is such low. Like that's essentially a cologne. That's like 2 to 4% perfume oil concentration max. And I was like, it's only that expensive because it's discontinued. It's been discontinued for like 15 or 20 years or something wild. So I keep this bottle because I can open it once in a while and just give it a little sniff, and yeah, and it fills me with the tiniest bit of stress. I don't know if I'll ever get the tiny bit of stress to go away, but mostly it fills me with a lot of self-love because I did that for me, because I wanted to reclaim my favorite thing and the thing that started it all. This is essentially the thing that started all of this. So, yeah, I wanted to tell you all that story. That's important to me. Reclaiming a favorite thing or special interest that had been corrupted by trauma is an act of power and bravery. Thank you, Sage. Yeah, I certainly think it is. So, anyways, yeah, that's also for me to say. I also say that because I know that y'all, like, y'all are an amazing network of such like intelligent, special, cool people. And so many times I've brought up something on the stream or like in a video where I'm like, yeah, and like this thing is lost forever, or like this thing is an impossible thing to solve. And then some like amazing person comes in and is like, actually, you can find that at the dollar store now. Or, they're like, actually, this is so easy. And then they just drop like a miracle in my lap. So this is also to say that if any of y'all know where to get, a lotion or a spray or anything that is the Victoria's Secret Drenched in Pink Bold and Playful, specifically the Bold and Playful, like, I would love to get more of this, because literally I can't use it anymore. Like there's like this much in here. All I can do is open it once in a while and sniff it and like pray that it continues to be snifful for as long as possible. You can find that at the dollar store now. Yeah, there's been times where I'm just like, yeah, this thing that like I've hoarded for forever because like I can't find it anywhere. Somebody's like, yeah, I don't know, like it's common now. Like, I just wasn't looking in the right place, I guess. I know you can't find this at the dollar store, but I gotta put it out there for the wide world of the internet. So, all right, all cried out. Anyways, I will be putting this on my ankle. Let me put on my little shoesies, because there's no free feet on this God's good internet. I had these out here because I filmed the dance battle with a nymph yesterday, and I realized as I was like doing the camera angle, I was like, they gonna be seeing my feet. No peats on this internet. No free peats on this God-given internet. So y'all surely won't be seeing my peats anyways. But like, just in case. There will be no wikiing these feet. Exactly. All right, so all cried out. Again, I don't know what this is a dupe of, to be fair. I have not kept up with like celebrity perfumes or anything like that. But we'll give it a little snifferoonie in the bottle. Sorry, I'm doing this thing because like obviously like it's not like doesn't have oil there, but I want to like roll the ball to get it to the side with some oil on it. So oh yeah, and coffee. Yeah, also we will be going a little bit past time because like not me starting another one at 10 minutes till the stream is supposed to end. And for anybody who didn't clock it on my official like Twitch schedule, we are starting the stream just officially at 2 now. I'm tired of stressing myself out and disappointing y'all every day by saying the stream is starting at 1:30 and then it starts at 1:45 at best. So I'm just officially saying for now, until I get my stuff together, it starts at 2. And if it starts a little early, yay for us. And if it starts at 2, it starts at 2. Because Why am I unnecessarily stressing out me and disappointing y'all by making it an arbitrary time that I can't stick to instead of an arbitrary time that I, inshallah, can stick to? Why am I doing this to myself? And to y'all, because that's also rude to y'all. So, in case you didn't clock it, stream starts at 2 p.m. Eastern now. Maybe it'll be 1:30 if I can start reliably getting here at 1:30. Ooh. I know this scent. I know him? Why do I know him? This is confusing me because I don't know. Did my aunt used to wear this perfume? Shut up. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up what perfume this is duping, because I swear to you, one of my aunts on my dad's side wore this perfume. Like, this was her perfume, because this is what she and or her house smelled like. Okay, sorry, I should actually, like, describe it to y'all instead of just, like, freaking out. You're like, yeah, smelled like your aunt's house. What does your aunt's house smell like? See? You nutbag? Oh, okay, sorry, I need to smell the coffee because now my nose has tapped out and it's giving me nothing besides, like, no information. Okay. Coffee, drink of water. Let's go in and, like... The first thing that hit me was baby powder, but, like, not in a bad way. Your aunt must have been a fan of the Spoon Company. The Spoon Company did not exist. When my aunt smelled like this, that was, like, 20 years ago. Like, this is... I'm not talking recently. I'm talking, like, when I was a child and I lived at my aunt's house. She smelled like this. Like, legitimately 15, 20, 25 years ago. As far as I know, Wilson & Son Spoon Company did not exist then. Oh, yeah, no worries. Please go pray, Pink. Yeah, please. If any of y'all ever need to go pray, do not delay that for the stream. Please. Yeah, please have a good prayer. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Pink. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Okay, let me give this a sniff for, like, notes and not just freak out. Okay. Ah! Weren't we just talking about how, like, scent is such a visceral, like, memory thing? Oh my gosh. Okay. It's got a slight, like, it's a little bit of a sweet, but not like a sugary sweet. It's like a light fruity sweet. It's not any specific fruitiness, though. Yeah, it goes like fruit to baby powder really quickly. I get how it's like all cried out, like it's got like a motif of like pacifier. It's like it is very like kind of babyish. It's making me go nose blind really quickly, which is kind of odd. Like, after the first, like, 2 or 3 sniffs, like, I don't get anything anymore. So, I will say, another good trick for that is, like, doing what I was doing earlier, which y'all can't see because it's under the niqab, but, like, trying to inhale through your mouth as well, so that you get some of that, like, on, like, the palate as well, like, the soft palate, which also is good at, like, absorbing the volatile scent compounds. So I'm gonna try doing that, and that maybe, remember how earlier I was like, oh, when I did that I was getting less of that like gross vanilla extract scent from the sticky date. So I'm gonna try doing that with the all cried out and see if I can unravel this. There's also something kind of green in here. There's a little bit of a vegetal note. Yeah, I'm really not getting much more from this. Yeah, powdery, a little bit of like a light fruitiness that's like a little bit sweet, a little bit fruity. Not anything particularly like powerful or punchy. Yeah, powdery and like a little vegetalness. So let's put it on. Let's go ahead and put it on. We're going to put it on an ankle bone because that is a little bit of a pulse point down here. So I will not be showing this to y'all because if I lift up, well, I guess actually, can I lift up? But if I lift up to show y'all, then I'm going to be lifting up to show you the outside ankle bone. And like, you know, that's not where I'm putting it. I'm putting on the inside ankle bone because I can reach that one. So like, y'all just won't get to see that because we're being a little bit silly. So, all right, let's let that dry down a little bit. All right, I'm going to look up, while we're letting that dry down, I am going to look up what is All Cried Out duping. All Cried Out perfume dupe? Oh, wait, something just popped up with Crybaby? Crybaby perfume milk dupes? Crybaby All Cried Out dupe new. The Crybaby dupe. Crybaby milk dupe. Okay, it looks like there's something called Crybaby. Or Crybaby milk, maybe. Okay. Crybaby perfume. We're going to Google. Fragrantica. Oh, it's a Melanie Martinez perfume? Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I'm trying to like skip past all the notes. Don't tell me the notes. Released December 2016. Okay, so there's no way that this is what my aunt was wearing during the time frame that I'm thinking of. This was way before then. Way before then. There's no way. Was she duping something else? Is Crybaby perfume a dupe of something else? That's not going to give me that's not a good search string, but like everything, if I just search Crybaby perfume dupe, it's going to give me dupes of Crybaby perfume. Yeah, the problem is like all of these are just saying like, do you want a dupe of Crybaby perfume? Ooh, search with minus Melanie. Well, but I want to know like is Melanie ripping off somebody else? Is Melanie duping somebody else's? But yeah, you're right. Let me see. Crybaby perfume dupe minus Melanie. Yeah, it's not giving much. Oh, apparently like the Crybaby perfume is back 5 years later. I guess she discontinued it. I don't know. I mean, listen, I try not to trash people and to not speak of things I don't know. But from the little bit that I do know, I'm not a huge fan of that artist. I would not be surprised if her perfume is a dupe of somebody else's lesser known thing. And I will leave it at that. Because I swear to you that this is what my aunt was smelling like. Let me try to think. Back in like 2010? In the like 2010 to like 2014-15 era. Like before before the crybaby. And also, like, my aunt, like, do you see how old I am? I mean, you don't exactly, but like, you see relatively how old I am. My aunt, add another 30 or 40 years. She would not have been wearing Melanie Martinez's crybaby perfume, even if that was available in that era. So, like, no. Anyways, okay. We have had enough of a time to dry down. We're now going to do some wild stuff and sniff my ankle because we've run out of spots for perfumes. All right. Y'all gonna see a little bit of yoga and inshallah nothing else. So, I might just have to bend down and sniff it, but I'm trying to stay in the camera range, so. Okay. That did nothing. So I will have to be bending down to sniff this, but I hope y'all enjoyed that. Okay. All right. Let me just bend down and sniff it instead. Oh, that's very different on dry down. That's very different. Sniff my ankle sounds like a 2000s Nickelodeon joke. It does feel very iCarly. I feel very iCarly right now. Like, sniff my ankle. Yeah, it's getting a little iCarly in here. That smells very different. I get like strawberry immediately. Like, the thing that hit me was like, did y'all ever have I didn't, but like I had friends who did, one of those strawberry shortcake dolls that you can like sniff their hair, and their hair was supposed to smell like strawberry shortcake. It smells like that, like kind of not unpleasant, but like artificial strawberry. That was just immediately like was just kind of like a like light sweet artificial strawberry, like poof. But like let me go in for another sniff. We diving down. You had that doll, Ellis? Oh my gosh. Yes, I didn't, but like I had friends who did, and they were always so like, let me show you this. Let me like smell the doll. All right, let me give a little another sniff. Okay, there's like a little something citrusy too. The powderiness has mostly has mostly gone away. It's just, yeah, it's like a kind of light strawberry citrusy. Like it smells exactly like the strawberry shortcake doll. The baby powder is all gone. Like the vegetalness, maybe the vegetalness is what the citrus was, or the citrus is turning into. That's so interesting. Okay. Keeping in mind, again, this is just the top notes. This is not the artificial dry down. This is just the top notes, but on skin. So in the bottle, it was very powdery, like immediate powder, immediate, like right after that, it goes into like, ooh, like a little pop of like, I guess it was strawberry. Couldn't tell that at the time. It just was like light, sweet, little berry note. And then some like vegetal something hiding in there. Now on the skin, it's just like, boom, strawberry shortcake doll with a little bit of citrusiness. And we'll see in just a moment what the like artificial dry down that we're doing will smell like, which will be actually like what the base note should smell like. You did have an animatronic chocolate bunny as an Easter decoration growing up. 15 years of having it before it started physically falling apart, and it never lost its chocolate scent. Subhanallah. That is very cool. What was it actually like a good chocolate scent? Because I will say chocolate scents are also hard to do well. I am regretting that I didn't get one of their chocolate scents, because Wilson and Son Spoon Company also does. They kind of specialize, it seems like, in gourmands, and from what I've seen, like people talking about, they rave over their chocolate scents as well as their vanilla scents. And so I'm kind of regretting that I didn't get a chocolate one. But a lot of times that like I've had chocolate scented somethings, it's bad. It's real bad. Like it doesn't even, it barely smells like chocolate. It's stinky. It's a good chocolate scent, yes, if very artificial. Oh, would you say that it leaned more Tootsie Roll then? Where it's like, it's not chocolate, but is it chocolate? Where like, it's not that it's bad. We love a Tootsie Roll, but you do have to like go in knowing that's not chocolate. Not quite. Is it like in that kind of territory? All right, we're gonna have another sip of water, sniff the coffee, and then we'll sniff the artificial dry down because y'all didn't see it because I was doing it off camera or below the camera, but I was rubbing the ankle. It was like if Tootsie Roll actually committed to the chocolate emulation. Oh, interesting. That is interesting. Okay, all right, I love that. Okay, doke. All right, sniff, sniff, and then we'll do our credits out, and we'll have to save the other 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got through 3. Oh, uh-oh. We will definitely be having to do a part 2, if not a part 3 on this. But I enjoyed myself, and that's what matters, because this was somewhat for y'all, and mostly for me. So I'm not mad at all at having to do this more times. All right, let's give a little sniff sniff to the artificial dry down for All Cried Out. Okay, I gotta move the mic out of the way again. Sorry I keep bumping it, y'all. Oh, okay, maybe I need the coffee. Sorry. Can y'all hear every time I sniff? Does it sound like, when a dog is like going crazy and be like, are y'all hearing every time I like off camera sniffing my ankle? Apologies if you can't. You hear the sniffs? That is, oh. Sorry. It just occurred to me as I was doing that. I was like, wow, I wonder how wild this looks. Like if I took a clip of just like me ducked down below camera, just deeply sniffing. Sorry. That is so funny. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it's great ASMR. I'm sorry. I don't know why it just occurred to me that y'all definitely could hear the sniffs. Me sniffing my heart out like a bloodhound down here. I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's not like if I'm off the screen that like y'all can't hear me the like 2 seconds away from my face. Anyways, I may have done too good of a job with that like artificial dry down because I don't smell it anymore. Like it's gonzo. So I'm gonna apply a little bit more and then do a less vigorous like rub because I basically don't smell it. And I was saying earlier that like this one makes me go nose blind really quickly, which is interesting. I don't know whether that means it just doesn't have a lot of scent in it or whether it's just, I don't know whether, sometimes that can mean it's overwhelming and it makes you go nose blind quickly. Sometimes that means it's underwhelming and it doesn't have a lot of the like perfume in it. So, I don't want to judge either way. My friend with the interesting username, I don't invite you anywhere. I just simply have not chosen to block you. But I don't invite you. If you get an invitation to join my live, it's because you have you've followed me or you've clicked a button that says like subscribe and you get a notification saying like, your queer Muslim cousin has gone live. Would you like to join? You did that. You invited yourself. You clicked something that says, I want to be notified. I'm not inviting you anywhere. I just simply haven't blocked you yet. So, um, yeah, well, you're clearly getting notified every time I post a video, and you're clearly getting notified every time I go live. So, you must have done that. It's on your algorithm because you keep engaging with the lives. That too, because you keep leaving tons of comments and you keep engaging the live stream. So TikTok is like, clearly you find this interesting. So I'm not inviting you. You keep inviting yourself. If you don't like it, spoiler, you can also block me. Like, if you don't like my stuff and you don't want to keep seeing my face, you don't have to. It's free to scroll. It's free to just keep on scrolling past, and it's free to block me. So, anyways, all right. So I've done a little bit less of a vigorous artificial dry down, and we'll go ahead and snooze this ad because we're gonna be done soon, anyways. So, all right, get ready for some more vigorous sniffing ASMR. Because I'm gonna sniff the dry down again. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's so funny to me, and I don't know why I didn't realize it sooner. All right. I'm ooh, getting my back ones up. I'm really only getting strawberry shortcake doll. Truly. Truly. So let's read the notes to see whether like that's all I'm supposed to get, whether the middle slash like heart notes are the same as like the base notes. If it's just like, yeah, you're supposed to lose the powder and the vegetal, or like it, goes into strawberry and citrus, or if there's like other things I'm supposed to be smelling, because usually there it is like a 3-layer thing. It's like it should smell like something in the bottle or on you, and then there's supposed to be a mid, and then there's supposed to be a bottom. I'm not getting a bottom, or the bottom is the same as the middle. So let's check it out. And what I might do is just an all-day wear test on this, and then update y'all in a video or on my like TikTok story or something, right? So all cried out. Fresh milk with ripe strawberries intermingle with sweet forest and powdery notes. Bottom notes of caramel and woody undertones. Okay. Fresh milk. I disagree. Powdery notes. I would say it's all baby powder. You can call it milk, but it'd be baby powder. Sweet forest, maybe that's like the vegetal notes we were getting. And strawberries, yes. It doesn't name any citrus, but I'm definitely getting citrus in this like middle note. Bottom notes of caramel and woody undertones, zip. So either like it just we haven't gotten there, we're only still getting the middle notes, and my artificial dry down method isn't working, which I will freely admit is absolutely like a jank. This is not like, an official, this is just me as like a perfume know-it-all, like hacking an artificial dry down. So how about what we'll do is we will wear All Cried Out all day today. I'll put it on for realsies, and I'll update y'all through like my TikTok story. And if you're not somebody who has TikTok, no worries. I'll update you at the beginning of next Wednesday's stream. Or if you're at tomorrow's stream for Undertale, I'll update you then and just let you know, like, did we ever get these caramel and woody undertones at the bottom notes? Because it would be interesting also because, again, the bottom notes are what you should smell like for the rest of the time. Like your top and mid notes are fun for a few moments, like for 20, 30, up to 60 minutes. But then your base notes are what you should smell like the rest of the time. So it would be really interesting if they're like, yeah, fresh milk, ripe strawberries, powdery notes, sweet forest, all that, like the stuff that actually would be like a crybaby or baby powder or like whatever, baby themed something. And then your dry down would just be caramel and wood. Like, that's kind of, like, a little boring. Your dry down is just going to be that? All the other stuff is going to go away? Like, I would almost be happier if I never got that and I just stuck with strawberry shortcake for the dry down. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, what does fresh milk even smell like? Fresh milk should, I mean, as somebody who's also a descendant of dairy farmers on both sides, fresh milk should smell kind of like nothing. If your milk be smelling like much, it's not very good. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put this on and wear it throughout the day. So we'll put it on and I'll show you what you should actually do. So what you should actually do with any perfume or perfume oil is dab. So we're going to lightly dab, not rub, because we do not want to destroy the top notes. We want to enjoy the top and the middle notes at their natural leisure and then, you know, let them evaporate naturally. So, all right, we got through 3 of them. We got through Just Peachy, Golden Dates, and All Cried Out. We still have the other 7 to get through, plus the 2, like, joke perfumes. So we will be doing at least a part 2, honestly, probably a part 3. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. That'll be Wednesdays for a little while. It might not be every Wednesday. I might take a break to do, like, a Quran comparison or a guest. But we'll have these locked and loaded for, like, whenever I need a, like, a treat day, you know? And now I've at least gotten to open it and see the beautiful packaging. Yeah, Sniffing Wednesdays, exactly. Whenever C needs a treat, we'll do Sniffing Wednesdays and we'll open some more of these. So we'll enjoy the All Cried Out. You can see the perfume oil glistening on me. We'll enjoy All Cried Out for today and do a report on, like, what the all-day wear test is like. And we've got these other 7 to enjoy later. So we will go see if Rad World is online to raid, because he's been pretty fun, especially with perfume and everything else. Like, it might be fun to talk about. And yeah, tomorrow we will be streaming more Undertale. I will say, I am trying to get funds together for upgrading my poor little Benjamin Button CPU to something that can handle playing Sky again, and that can just generally handle streaming for y'all. And then once that is upgraded, a camera that will be just not a, like, dinky little, like, you know, $30 Staples camera. Okay, brain is glitching out. But we're doing our best. I bought these before I knew that, like, CPU was going to need an upgrade. I had been streaming Sky no problem for a very long time, a few months. As long as I'd been streaming, it had been streaming Sky fine, and then all of a sudden with the new update, it wasn't. So now that I know all funds need to be going towards that, all funds will be going towards that. There will be no more, like, you know, fun purchases like this until I get the stream setup sorted. So, like, please don't yell at me for, like, why are you spending money on this when you should be upgrading the stream setup, like you said. Like, I'm working on it. Please be nice to me. I'm doing my best, but it's one thing to spend, like, $40 on some perfume samples. It's another thing to have to spend literally a couple $1,000s on a new CPU, which is what those cost these days. So please be patient with me. If you want to help support the stream and make that happen faster, the best possible thing you can do is come subscribe to me on Twitch. Genuinely, like, that is the most direct way to put money in my bank account so that I can purchase a new CPU and a better camera. But even if you are just here to watch and hang out, that also is great support, because that helps keep me going, like, in terms of morale. So any way you want to show support, just literally by being here, is amazing. So I love you all so much for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm excited to see you tomorrow for Undertale. And then Monday again for the last chapter of Living Out Islam. Inshallah, we'll finish that and then we'll move on to Hijab Butch Blue. So please make sure you're ordering your copy of that if you don't have it already. And then we'll keep on rolling with the regular schedule. If you have not kept up with the schedule updates, the best way to see my updated schedule is always going to be on Twitch. And if not, just check out my video descriptions anytime I post a video, saying, oh, we're going to do this. It will always have in the description, at whatever Eastern time. So, hello. I'm good, alhamdulillah. We are actually signing off. So if you are on Twitch, go ahead and stay with us if you want to raid Rad World, inshallah. And you should also be getting some extra channel points if you do so. If you're on YouTube or TikTok, you can feel free to stay on for the extra 30 seconds it'll take me to find Rad World. And if not, you're welcome to drop off here. Until tomorrow, I love you all so much for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Pray that Allah put so much ease and barakah into your day. And until then, masalama. All right, let's double check that Rad World is online. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ellis. And yes, my friend with the emoji username. Unfortunately, I'm heading out. Hope to have you join us for the next one. We'll be live tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time, to play some Underworld? Is that the name of the game I play? Oh my gosh. My brain cells really have evaporated, y'all. This is what happens when you sniff too much perfume. Undertale. I was like, it's not Underworld. I swear, I know it's not. Undertale is the name. This is how you can tell I'm not a video gamer either. I've never played Undertale before. This is my first ever playthrough. So if you want to join us at 2 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be playing Undertale. So, all right, Rad World is live, so we will go raid Rad World if you're here on Twitch. For everybody else, I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, inshallah. All right, raid Rad World. All right, I will see y'all on the other side. Masalama. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.